Hi everybody, this is Tina from Rehatch Designs. Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome everybody. I have been kind of out of pocket for the last few days. I put out a lot of videos last week, and then I got to the point where I started going through and sorting through some things in my craft room, and I just kind of went crazy and just decided I'm just gonna get some things done. And so I really haven't had a lot of time to do any videos, but I did want to pop in here. I had said before that if I do any organizational things that I think that might be of interest to people, I would pop on and let you see what I've done, and it may be something you might want to think about doing. It might help you out. But anyway, so I just have a few tips, things that I'm doing that are helping me quite a bit, and I thought I would just pop on here and let you in on that. I'm not sure if I'll have some other process videos this week or not, and I may have a couple next week, but I've decided I'm going for it. I'm decided I've taken everything out of the craft room that I want to take out. I'm redoing things, and that does take a lot of time, so I'm devoting my time to that right now, and I will definitely show you what I've done when I get done. But in the meantime, I thought I would just pop on here and let you know what I'm doing, and maybe it'll help some people out. So anyway, I've got this big binder here, and I have a bunch of these. I've used to have all of my stickers and things, not all of them actually, the ones I used for scrapbooking. I had them all in here, not just in this one. I had like four of these binders, and it just didn't work for me because I had all these binders taking up space on my shelves that I just really hardly ever get into those stickers. So I weeded through them, got rid of a bunch of them, and then I put them in my filing cabinet because I actually had other stickers in my filing cabinet that I started to do that, and I said, no, I'm just going to do it. The interesting thing when I was doing all that is it only took me about, gosh, maybe 35-45 minutes to do it. And I had been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, and it really didn't take all that. Now they're not as organized as I would like them to be, but they're pretty good. So anyway, let me get to what I was doing with this. So one thing that I have figured out is, you know, through all the organizational things that you'll buy, and then you'll try some things and they don't work out, and then you know, you try something else or whatever, until you've redone everything, do not throw away your old things that you used to organize, because you may find another use for them, and I'm sure a lot of you already know that, but I got rid of some things that now I could kick myself that I know would work great for what I need. And you know, I was just like, okay, I'm done. Last year I got rid of all this stuff, and I donated it, and it was like, now I'm like, wow, okay, those would have worked great for this. If you have a place to store them, or use them other places in your home or whatever. Usually there's always something that needs organizing for sure. But I found a use for these notebooks as I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with all of this material. I have a lot of material in general because I do make a lot of journals with material. I like the soft journals a lot, and so I have a lot, and I have them stored kind of haphazardly in I think they're called alpha units from the Container Store. And they're baskets, basically. They're wire baskets, and I just shove everything in there. And well, that just wasn't working. It worked when I just had a little bit of stuff, but when I started accumulating, it was just like, okay, this is not working. I have a lot of upholstery material. Not a lot, but I have, you know, some upholstery material. I tend to use that a lot of times on my journals. And some of the thrift shops, especially one that I go to, they get upholstery material in quite a bit from one of the people that donate there. And I can pick it up for really cheap, but you have to buy 1 yard. And it's like, oh, I don't know. It's more than 65 inches wide. It's wide. So 1 yard of that material is a lot of material, okay? So, I mean, and it's 99 cents a yard. So, okay, you know, it's not money. I was like, can I just leave the other half a yard? But they want to get rid of it too. So, anyway, so I have a lot of that. Some of it I really, really do need to cut up and put some pieces in my Etsy shop because some people might be interested. And some of it I just need to get rid of and donate. But, you know, some of it I want to keep. But I have decided I don't want it all in this room. My craft room is something like 8 by 10. It's really, really small. Maybe it's 9 by 10. I don't think it is. I'm going to actually have my husband measure it because it's a super small room. And I have a lot of other rooms I can choose from. I can, you know, it's just me and my husband in a big house. But what I do have is another room right next door that has a huge walk-in closet. It's much bigger than the one that's in this room. And it's completely empty. Well, that's not true. It has some of my old craft things that I'm no longer doing that I put in there that I haven't touched it in 2 or 3 years. So I'm actually taking all that stuff out, donating most of it. But what I've decided I'm going to do is I'm going to take that upholstery material and some other material and things that I have and other things that are in this craft room, and I'm going to put them in that closet, okay? But I don't want them in there, and I don't want it out of sight, out of mind, because I will forget what I have in there and then I won't use it. And that's how things work for me. I don't want to put things in another room and completely forget about them. So this is my way of dealing with that, okay? And I also don't want to have to go in these bins that actually I already had, by the way, too, because when I emptied out the other stuff that I was donating, I just put them in cardboard boxes. And I had all these bins, and I'm like, oh, great, you know. So I don't want to forget that I have this stuff, and I also don't want to have to go digging through all these bins every time I want to figure out what I have. So this is what I came up with, and it's just a catalog system. It's not rocket science, but this is what I did, and I thought maybe you guys might be interested. These little plastic things I got at the dollar store. They are really, really cool. I've used these for so many things in my craft room. I can't even tell you. I've stored big dies in here in a binder. If you're going to put something in a binder, they work great because they've got this little, I don't know, it goes in like that too, but it's got this little plastic thing, and you can just, you know, put it in here. It has a, you know, the regular opening like, you know, the little plastic sheets do. And that's what makes it really, really work great. You could certainly use just a page protector for this. You do not need anything fancy. I had these, so that's why I'm using them. Just a regular old page protector. Let me see if I have one laying around, because I had a ton that I just removed from something. Let me look real quick. Just a plain old page protector. you can do exactly the same thing I'm doing. Okay, you can just, you know, this one's messed up. That's why it was in the trash. But you could just put this little thing in there and it will fit. This is just a regular 8.5 by 11 sheet. And you could definitely put it in a page protector and it would work just as well. It would not make any difference, okay? So you get my drift there. But I had these, so I'm using them. And I just want to show you what I did. All I did is cut little pieces, and I didn't do it beautifully. I was in a hurry, and this is only for my eyes. So I just cut pieces of material. I'll take it out again because there's kind of a glare. I just cut pieces. This one is the same piece, but I did both sides. And the reason I did that is that sometimes I use the wrong side because, you know, and I want to be able to look at them on what it looks like on both sides. So all I did is I put, I have this. You could use glue. You don't have to do that. But I had some tape. I guess this is what? 2 inches, 2-inch double stick tape, and I just put some tape on the back of the piece that I cut out, and I just cut out a big enough swatch that I could tell what it looked like, okay? And so this is actually one fabric on 2 sides, so I did both sides. But I put what tub number 1 it's in, and I put approximately, I did not measure these, but I kind of guesstimated it had 2 yards, okay? So that tells me how much I had in there, and I can cross that out if I use, you know, a half a yard or a quarter or whatever, and, you know, put whatever. I mean, you know, I'm not worried about crossing things out and redoing it or anything like that. So, and then I also put stuff on the other side. This is actually one piece. Again, there's a right side and a wrong side. But I like how both sides look, and I put approximately how much is in there. And I just kind of did that all the way through the tubs. You know, this is all tub number 1. And I tried to kind of put like materials, you know, together in each tub. But this way I can really, and I made sure, like on this one, I had a big enough piece that I could tell, you know, what it was. And, you know, like this was just a pillowcase. So I didn't put 1 yard, a quarter yard. I just put pillowcase. Because I kind of know, a lot of times when I go to thrift stores or something, they'll just have like these, you know, pillowcases or something for, I mean, honestly, or just a pillow. Sometimes a pillow will have the most beautiful material or something that's really intriguing or exactly what I'm looking for. And it doesn't take much for a junk journal, guys. It does not. So, and you can tell, look how sloppy I cut those out. Y'all could do a lot better job. This was a pillowcase. That was a pillowcase. And so then I just put that in there. Another piece here. This was part of a curtain, but I put both sides on one piece because I wanted to, you know, and I didn't want to cut off too big a piece because I actually don't have that much. And then this one, anything that I had a lot of, not just the upholstery material, I put in here. And I just basically, I have room to grow. I have a few more of these little things. I don't know if the dollar store still sells these, but whenever I see them, I pick them up in all kinds of colors because I do use these. I like them. I use them for other things too. And I will show you that, I guess, another time because I really don't want this video to be too long. But anyway, that's kind of what I did all the way through. And I think I ended up with like 4 tubs. And I might even end up with another one when I get done. Because, I don't know. I have some other things I could put in there. But I'm not sure yet. I'm wanting to free up some space with my alpha units. Alpha, I don't know, whatever, from the Container Store, because I want to move some other things in them. So we'll see. Depends on how much room, because I was afraid to put things in another room because I know how it works with me. I will totally forget. I will totally forget what I have. And this way, I'm feeling very good about storing them in another room. I really am, even though the room's right next door. Okay, and of course you could do this for a lot of different things. I did want to talk about tub number 4. It's interesting. Is like I go and I buy, if I see a quilt that I love, or a pillowcase quilt or whatever, I love making journals with quilt fabric, especially vintage ones. And that's, I'll pick up an old quilt that other people won't get because it's got parts of it that are messed up, that are vintage, and I'll buy them. And, I make journals with them, but I put here, this is a twin, because a lot of times when you buy them, you're buying like a twin or a full or even a queen size quilt. Well, for sure, I don't need all that. So, but if I want to keep it and store it, I had that stuff in here, and it's just too much. So, so this way I know what that quilt looks like. This is a crocheted full-size bedspread, and this is a piece of it. So I remember that I have that in there. And I was lucky enough. I mean, sometimes when you buy things, you're going to end up like, there's like whole tablecloths that are beautiful crocheted masterpieces, but it's like for a big table or something. And okay, so it's a lot to keep all in one piece. Now what I did do on that, and I also have here's some more quilt pieces back here. Got some more quilt pieces, so I remember I have those. And this says I have about 1 yard and 1 yard. That's all I have left of those. This is like a really big tablecloth of this beautiful linen. This is kind of ripped here, but it's actually really pretty tablecloth. And then this is a full-size thing for a bed. So, I mean, that, But what I was saying on these right here, not on the quilts, but on any of the crocheted pieces, because most of the time on those, I will use pieces. I don't use like here's a piece here. So I made sure that I cut out a piece, and I actually have another one with this too, that I had some here in my craft room, a smaller piece, instead of the whole thing, okay? Instead of a full size or an entire tablecloth, so that I had pieces here to work with. And when I run out, I can definitely go get more, but I did do that on several of these. Here, I'll show you on the other side. I have some more, and I didn't want to have to keep the whole thing in here, so I just kept, pieces of it. And if I need more, I will definitely go get it. But that's what I decided to do on that, is just have a few pieces to work with. Because usually on that stuff, I only use small pieces at a time. I don't use like a big piece. I use very small pieces. So I did want to show you that on that. I did keep some for in here, so I don't have to, like if I want like one of these little things here, I'm going to have to go run in the other room, get it out, get the tab out, cut it. No, I just have some here to work with. So I did do that. And so anyway, I got most everything in one book, and I think I'm probably going to end up having a few more things that I put in another tub, but we shall see. So that is just going to go up on a shelf right next to me, and when I'm going to make a journal, then I can go look through there, and that way I can remember what I have. So it's not out of sight, out of mind, because it's in a little binder right next to me. So that is what I did there. Now, I am keeping smaller pieces of material in my craft room. And I had mentioned this before. I bought, and I will link my other video that I used these comic book boards before. I'm actually shocked because I'm going through these and I'm going through my little plastic things that I'm using. It's faster than I thought. I mean, and my stuff for my ribbon, I ended up having to order more. It's like I totally underestimated how much stuff I have, which brings me to I am destashing and I am doing giveaways, and part of my destash will be whoever wins on the giveaway. In order to get to be in a giveaway winner, you do have to be a public subscriber and comment on my video. Each time you comment, you are entered into the drawing. Okay, and I'm doing probably on Fun Fridays. I'm gonna do them. My problem is that I know that for the next couple weeks it's gonna be sketchy because I've kind of made a commitment to myself that I'm gonna get this done. Because I'm tired of tripping over things and not being able to find things, and I know that I need to purge. So I am definitely going to be giving people some things. So anyway, you do have to be a public subscriber, comment on a video. And the way that I'm doing these every week giveaways is it has to be a recent video. It has to be from my last giveaway. So I think I had a giveaway a week ago. Almost a week ago. Tomorrow I guess will be a week. And so from the last giveaway to this giveaway, what I do is I go and I look at all the comments for those videos, most recent videos, and I basically do random number picker, and I just pick in the order that they came in, you know, and random number picker picks number 7 and it was the 7th comment, then that's how you win. So so that's for recent videos. But if you watch older videos, it doesn't matter. It could be from 2 years ago, and you make a comment, that does put you in my drawing for my big giveaway. And those giveaways usually are when I hit a big number, like I'm pretty soon I'll be hitting 5,000. And those you will get, usually I give away a full-size journal, or it could be something else. I don't know yet, guys. I haven't decided what it's going to be, but if you look at my last big giveaways, you'll see I give, I think, good things. But anyway, let's get back to this. So these comic book boards, they're 7 by 10.5, and the size is perfect for what I want to do. I have to order more because this is all I have left, guys. But I do want to show you, and they're I would say they're about like poster board, maybe actually a little bit thicker. It doesn't say on here. "24-point board." I don't know what that means. Coated on one side, acid free. I will put the link for this in the description box, and also these little plastic things. I use this. I used the boards, and I also used some other things to do my ribbon. And I will put the videos, I will link that so that you guys can find these if you want them, and also that other video. But anyway, I use those with this, and all I did is I took my material, and this is not rocket science. I'm sure I'm not the first one that's done this, but I just took my material, folded it to where I thought it would fit on here pretty good, And all I did is I just took, I don't know if that's going to work that good. I might have to do it long ways. And it depends on the material that you have, guys. You can decide how you want to fold it to put on there. It doesn't really matter. You know, it's every piece is going to have different dimensions, and you know, you're going to have to wrap them all a little different. And I wasn't super fancy about it. I just took this and I would put like this to start it. I would just maybe put, you know, an inch or so over the side. I usually would put one of these little things to hold it down, and then just kind of wrap it around. And I didn't go super tight, but you know, hey, just kind of go like that. And you know, so now I have a couple pieces here, and then I would just take a couple of these and then maybe go like that, and that kind of holds it. And then just, you know, hold it down like that, and that holds it down. And there you go. So that's all I did. And then this is going to be different for different people depending upon where you're going to store these. It just so happened, and I didn't know this when I ordered those, but it was just a very happy surprise. This is the basket that I have. This is from my drawer from my unit, and it just so happens that these fit perfectly right in there and hit right at the top, so that I can actually just put them in my drawer. And what's so cool about this, guys, is that now, because I had folded them and put them in the drawer before, but it was a real pain because you would have to take everything out, and that's how it would come a mess. If you're in a hurry, you're looking for something, and then it would be a big blob of material. But this way, look at this. Is this not amazing? You can just flip through there and pick out what you want. There it is, right? So I'm pretty excited about it. You know, I don't even know any, I mean, you definitely don't have to have the plastic things, and you can use any cardboard or anything else that you have. But if you have a lot of material and it's already cut down, then great. So these are 7 wide. So these must be 7 Elfa, E-L-F-A. That's what I'm looking at it right here. It's got the name of it on there. Not Alpha, Elfa, from the Container Store. And I think their new units look a little different, but I think they're similar. But anyway, so this can slide right in. Now, if you, let's say your drawer is only 4 inches deep, you could certainly cut your boards to be 4 inches, you know. So you can cut it to whatever you need. But the point is that this way I can just go in and I can just kind of look through my stuff and then, you know, decide. That little thing came off. But just decide, you know, what do I want? And I can take it out, look at it, maybe, oh, well, that won't work. How much do I have, etc. And if you wanted to get really fancy, you know, I guess you could color coordinate them and do all that. I might do it. It wouldn't take long. But my point is that I'm a lot more organized, and I can see that this is something that will actually work. My issue before with folding things, like I used to do that with my lace and my trim and all that, but I kept it, you know, every time I looked for something, it would just become a mess, and I need a way to be able to thumb through it and find things. So anyway, that was my thing that I did, and I'm really excited about it. It's really fun when you start seeing light at the end of the tunnel when you're doing this. So so that's how I'm doing it. And you know, if your drawer's like 4 inches or whatever, you just cut this, and see, you'll have just as many boards. Now, I don't know if your pieces are really big, if that would work that well. Maybe cut them like this or something. But for my unit, it works. And I can thumb through it, and, you know, you can look, maybe if you have a deep drawer or something, that you could put your material in, and that way you can thumb through it. That would work, you know. But, and even if you had them lay them down, at least they would be on something, and you could thumb through them, and they probably would stay better than if you were to just fold them and put them in a drawer. All right, that's all I had for today, and I will probably have another video soon. I just not sure when, because it's a matter of stopping to do the video, editing, doing all that. Not that I don't want to do a video, but like I said, I'm on a roll, and as long as I feel in the mood to do this, I'm going to keep going, because this may not, it only happens maybe once a year, so I gotta roll with it, okay? Anyway, you guys take care, and I hope to be back in a few days, just to pop in. And as I said, if I come up with anything else I think you might be interested in, I will come on and do another organization video, all right? I think this one's number, is it 2 or 3? I don't know. You'll know at the end of the video. I'll have it. All right. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.